Hello, viewers, and welcome to what is unfortunately not the latest installment of the LOTR LCG Progression Series. My name is Mitch.
And I'm Matthew.
And today, we're going to be taking a look at the very first quest of the Lost Realm Deluxe expansion, Intruders in Chetwood. So Matthew, as a means of kicking things off, why don't you catch us up on our story?
Well, when we last left off, the progression series had come to a close, or at least it was put on indefinite hiatus. I then focused my efforts on the Grey Company podcast, and we from time to time Twitch broadcast. While Mitch, I can only assume that you spiraled into madness, despair, and depression without me, and as a result you started this new Warhammer 40,000 Conquest something or other YouTube channel, and you call yourself the Hive Tyrant. I always just thought you were a regular tyrant, but we've got Hive in front of it now. But regardless, you've been gone for a long time, but we have stayed in touch over the years, and you wanted to come back today to celebrate the good old times, and I couldn't be happier to be here with you.
Well, first off, Matthew, it sounds like you're dangerously close to having fun, and under my tyrannical dictatorship, I disallow that. You need to sound more pissed off, okay?
I know. I have no personality
here
on the progression series. I need to remember those days.
Exactly. Well, like you said, very fitting description. I've succumbed to madness. I've been corrupted by the forces of chaos. I now make video content for Warhammer 40,000 Conquest. I do all sorts of progression series-esque type content and reviews, but it's been so long since I've played LOTR, it seems only right, now that I'm doing videos again, to come back and celebrate, just like you said, the good old times, play a game or two with my good old buddy Matthew here, so
Aww.
I suppose in starting things off, why don't we discuss our decks, just like the good old days. And when I built this deck, it's tactics, it's lore. I think the search terms I entered into Google were OP and broken and overpowered and all sorts of fun stuff like that. The premise is using our new tactics Aragorn to engage enemies once the opportunity for enemies to attack is passed. I've got Mary to ready whichever character happens to help him kill an enemy, namely Aragorn, and of course Pippin rewards me for keeping my threat low and enemy engagement cost high. So my deck is full of attachments, readying effects, attack bonus effects, direct removal, card draw, all sorts of fantastic stuff. I've got combat very much covered. I've got a tiny bit of questing, but what about yourself, Matthew? What are you bringing to the table today?
Well, whereas your deck might be ally light, mine is about 50% allies, and this is my recently modified Rohan deck. Previously, as in, prior to last week or the week before, I was running a Theoden, Eowyn, Eomer deck, and it just never quite gelled. I think that is the most popular build, at least that's what the interwebs tell me, but I gotta say, subbing in Leadership and Theodred has really made this deck sing. So I hope I'm not jinxing myself today, and you all will be able to see the power of taking out Eomer and subbing in Theodred, and that I'll be able to quest and attack and defend and do all sorts of things with one measly old deck.
Well, sounds absolutely fantastic to me, but before we get things started, why don't we take a look at the quest we've selected today. It is Intruders in Chetwood. This is a quest from the Lost Realm Deluxe expansion, which, when last we left off, I had certainly never heard of. Do please excuse any mistakes that happen in this video today. I understand that normally Matthew and myself are immaculate and impeccable and flawless players, but I've not actually played a game of Lord of the Rings, the card game, since February 2014, so I've been away for a little while. But in taking a look at Quest Phase 1A, it reads, put Earion into play, add one Orc War Party to the staging area, each player adds one different location to the staging area, and then we shuffle our encounter deck. Earion has a bunch of X's, in addition to 4 hit points. X is the number of quest cards in play. First player controls Earion. This quest is all about side quests. I have no idea how those function. Matthew is going to have to help me out with that one.
Okay.
But each and every time we reveal a side quest, he gets readied if he's not outright captured. We've got an orc war party in the staging area. It's got high hit points, high attack, even higher engagement cost, cannot have attachment, enemies in the staging area cannot take damage, and we cannot win the game while it is in play. So,
Yikes.
talk about a killjoy here.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and flip our quest card, or actually, I did that prematurely. We each have to choose and add one different location to the staging area. I've gone ahead and laid out each of our options for us here. We've got the outlying homestead that has doomed. We can't reduce our threat. We have to reveal encounter cards to travel there. We've got Chetwood Forest, which we have to choose and engage enemies to travel there. Not the worst thing in the world. Borders of Breland, which forces us to return enemies engaged with us to the staging area at the beginning of the quest phase. Not that bad, seeing as how I've got Tactics Aragorn. Rugged Country, which, if our current quest is a side quest, there's that wonderful thing again. It gets a threat bonus, so I think I'll go ahead and choose that one for me.
Okay.
And then last but not least, we have Shrouded Hills with threat equal to the number of quest cards in play, which goes up and down throughout the course of this quest. While there's only one quest card in play, it gains Surge. So of our 4 lingering locations, Matthew, what is your poison?
I think I will pick Outlying Homestead.
All right, so...
just kidding. Haha, Glaurung. I am going to pick Borders of Breland.
Very well. Borders of Breland.
It would not be a progression series video if there were not mistakes or flubs made, and so it is my goal to piss off as many of our old viewers as possible by making as many mistakes as possible. So,
Excellent.
You're welcome.
Well, I'll see what I can do. No promises. I suppose now we can flip our quest phase to 1B. This is enemies do not make engagement checks. At the end of the refresh phase, raise each player's threat by 1 for each enemy in the staging area, and of course, we cannot defeat the stage unless we control Earion, so he cannot die.
Okay.
I suppose, Matthew, I don't remember any of these hotkeys. What buttons am I supposed to press?
Well, I barely do, but I think we do Control N, and that I think means like new as a new turn.
Okay.
And then it gives us a resource and it draws a card, so it just did that for me, so it looks pretty good.
Fantastic. I guess it's now a little bit too late to ask, but would you like to take a mulligan?
No, I've my opening hand was pretty decent.
All right, and I no longer know what constitutes a good hand, so I suppose a lot of these cards are familiar, but you sent me your deck list, and I was extremely confused, so I suppose I'm first player. I'll go ahead and start things off. I think I'll spend 1 lore resource to do a Wingfoot on Aragorn.
Okay,
This is
a cool card.
One of a couple cards that I don't have the image pack for, so I hope you guys can read very fine print. Aragorn is going to quest, I will say enemy each and every time, and if we see an enemy come off the encounter deck, then he gets readied. I will spend a tactics resource to do a Dagger of Westerness on Merry, so he's at 4 attack, and I will pass, I think it's called.
Yeah, sure, whatever. So in other words, if we forget to say enemy for Wingfoot, that's always our default position.
Yes.
Because progression series experience tells me that we're going to forget to say it. So I'm going to play one of my new favorite cards, at least for this particular deck, Heir of Mardil, on on Theodred, which Theoden, meaning Theodred, will trigger that almost every single turn.
Right.
And then Snowmane, perhaps not the obvious choice, but that's going to go on Theodred. So I get to use his 2 attack, or every once in a while defend if I have to, if we quest successfully.
Sure.
And then I can play What's Her Name for free. I can look for a mount. There are no other mounts in my deck other than Snowmane, but Snowmane can just be fodder for Eowyn, and the other copies of Snowmane were not in the top 10. So I can shuffle. I could play another card, but honestly, I'm going to hold on to that resource for a very handy spirit event. So that is it for me.
All right, sounds good. Looks like Theoden will hopefully be able to ready each and every turn. Theodred can hopefully ready each and every turn, so all kinds of readying effects between the two of us. Yeah. Matthew, are we ready for our quest phase?
Yes, and I'm assuming you're saying enemy for Wingfoot.
Yes, of course. We established this.
Yes.
So I'm going to send a total of 5 willpower.
I am sending 8.
Okay, grand total of 13.
right.
Let's see what comes off the top of the encounter deck. Of course, there are no enemies to be bounced back to the staging area at the moment, so encounter card number 1 is going to be a second copy of the Orc War Party, and that means Aragorn readies.
Yay.
Oh, guess who remembered?
I was going to say.
Encounter card number 2. Encounter card number 2 is going to be
a side quest.
A side quest. So each orc enemy gets plus to everything, and when revealed, we search the encounter deck and discard pile for orc enemies put into play with us.
And while Test of Will would normally cancel cards if we were to read the rule supplement of a side quest, their when revealeds cannot be canceled.
Joy.
If I'm remembering correctly, I'm a few sips of gin in, but I'm pretty sure that that's what the rule supplement would say, so I can't cancel that.
Well, absolutely fantastic. I think I'm going to go ahead and add a resource just to remind me that these war parties are both being buffed. And of course, let's go ahead and look at our encounter deck to pick enemies to add, not...
Well, I want something wimpy, because Theoden is only defending for 2.
Right, and each orc gets +2 attack and +2 defense. The Angmar Orc. I have taken the liberty of glancing at our encounter deck before we played this game, just so I'm not completely in the dark and, ruining every viewer's day. I think the least offensive option are these Angmar Orcs.
Okay.
Because they're not... Yeah, put it into play, they're not revealed, so...
Okay, perfect.
They do attack for 3, which is
Yikes.
kind of pain.
There's nobody for 2? Oh, no, they attack for... Oh, because the quest card gives them 3. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And let me find the other copy. Close.
And as a side note, as I just talked about how wonderful my Heir of Mardil combo was, and I forgot to trigger it right away, but I caught it.
Well, it's only been a few minutes, and...
I just wanted the viewers to yell at me, when watching our video, yelling at their screen.
That's
so
right.
I gotcha.
You were just testing them.
Yes.
Okay, so these are 3 attack, 4 defense, so they're going to take a total of 7 to be able to be killed. I can kill mine. We'll have to see what happens with yours. But our quest phase is now going to conclude. Let's see, we've got a total of 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 threat that we're up against. We are going to win by 1 point.
Ooh, Theodred readies.
Yeah, so good on Theodred there. And then I suppose that's going to bring us to travel.
Okay.
Shall we move to the rugged country, perhaps? Or
Oh, did you count that as 4 threat?
Well, it's if the current quest
yes, correct. I read the cards, Matthew. Yes, let's go there, because it will be 4 threat next turn.
Sure.
If we do a side quest.
Right, which I suppose we probably should. That's just going to be nasty for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and travel there. I don't think there's no travel cost. For engagement, there's no engagement that naturally occurs.
Nope.
So I suppose combat, starting with the first player, and then to Matthew.
Yep.
God, 3. I have no idea what these shadow cards are. I don't know if I could take this undefended or not. I suppose I will spend 1 resource, and I will feint my enemy.
Okay, nice.
And how about you?
I'm going to defend with Theoden.
All right.
And hope for the best. Hey,
looks like no
shadow
card.
1 damage.
All right, not too bad at all. For myself, kind of a shame I don't have my bow, but I'm going to go ahead and swing with Mary for do 4, and then 3 from Aragorn makes 7, and my guy is going to be killed. His shadow card was... I don't know. It's kind of nasty. The surprising speed is now gone. And Mary.
So you can ready another attacking character, not himself.
Ready another character that participated.
Yep.
Yeah. So if only Aragorn here had.
However, don't forget his new ability. You just attacked and destroyed an enemy. He readies for Mary, and you could pull my enemy over should you so choose.
Yeah.
No, Aragorn's ready, not Mary. Sorry.
Well, right, but yes, it's another character.
Right, another.
Okay.
So if you want to pull my guy over, you could.
I think I will, because I'll be able to at least ping him for something.
Yes, because his defense is 3.
Yes. But Aragorn drops his defense back down to.
But then there's the orc ambush that makes him back up to 3.
Yes, right. So it net cancels, and then I suppose no matter what at the beginning of the quest phase, it's going
But
to
we
be
did reveal a
time.
side quest, so viewers, you're yelling at us. Earian should be ready. So you can indeed swing with Aragorn and
That's
Earian.
right, and Earion has 2 attack.
Indeed he does.
Oh, Matthew, clutch. All right, so gonna be a grand total of 5.
And Theodred is just waving over at you guys from my side of the table.
Right. For some reason, Conquest and Lord of the Rings have different hotkeys for adding damage tokens, but he is going to take 2 points of damage. He's not quite dead, which is a damn shame.
Yeah, because he will bounce back to the staging area because of the borders of Breland.
Right. And speaking of cards that Mitch forgot, I'm going to go ahead and exhaust my Dagger of Westerness to play a Foe Hammer.
Nice.
So why don't I go ahead and draw 3 cards? Ooh. You know,
Uh-oh.
speaking of other things that I've forgotten, actually, well, let's see here. Orc Ambush is put into play engaged. So does that trigger Pippin's ability?
Yes, anytime you engage an enemy, that is engagement. So you should have drawn a card if it's above your threat, which it is, so you should have drawn a card.
Sure. And then from pulling this guy to my side, I assume I also draw...
You engaged again, so you would draw another card. That is correct.
So once again, viewers, we apologize. I've not played this deck before, so I'm just trying to blindly claw my way through a game here. So I understand, or I appreciate your understanding. Yeah, I suppose... Well, seeing as how I should have drawn a few cards, I think I'm going to go ahead and, again, since I would have had this sitting in my hand, I'm going to use an Unseen Strike to amplify, let's say, Aragorn. And that would mean that this enemy is killed. So
nice.
I apologize again for that, viewers. It's going to be a very sloppy video, but hopefully you'll enjoy it for what it is. And I think now that all that madness and debauchery is done, I think combat is covered.
Oh, yeah, I believe that's true, so we can control N.
All right. So,
and then the quest card says we have to raise our threat at the end of the refresh.
Right.
Oh, 2 points. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, so I'm up to 27. You're up to 32.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I suppose, when do we actually choose a current quest?
We will do that at the beginning of questing, so before we commit characters.
Okay, so sounds good.
Yep. And Earian is going to bounce over to me.
Right. Okay.
All right. I'm going to play the new linchpin of my deck, Gambling, for 2, thanks to Theoden.
Cool.
And then I am going to play... so many things I could do. I'm going to play Snowborn Scout for 1...
All right.
And let's just put a progress on the active location. That's fine.
Sure.
And then I'm going to do a Mustering the Rohirrim for 1, and I look at the top 10.
Man, that is old school.
It is indeed, and a lot of people don't like it because most of the fetch cards are free, but because Rohan, you go through so many people, it's great. But because I just put Gambling into play, the best candidate to draw is Escort from Aedoras, because I can recycle that dude time after time after time.
Right, because that's
any quest for 4
card.
Yeah.
Good God.
Yes. So Gambling is a great card if you get him first, second turn. If you never draw him, like I've had many games where he never gets drawn and the Rohan deck just doesn't work quite as well. But if you get him out early, he's great.
Sure. Well, I suppose my side of the table is feeling a little empty over here. Anything else from you?
I wish I had more resources I could play by Escort. I probably should have done this a different way and not playing the Rohan, the Scout, Snowborn Scout. But he's there more for a chump because we don't really have defense on lock quite yet.
Right.
So we can deal with the questing next turn.
Sure. Well, let me see. I suppose I've got a couple different options here. I can be kind of ballsy and I can throw a bow onto Aragorn, or I can be a little bit more cautious and I could play like a Sentinel Defender. Or not Sentinel Defender, just a defender of Ramas.
I mean, these guys swing for 6. We probably want to pull them down so we don't keep raising our threat. Right. So he'd end up being a chump, but they're quite beefy.
Sure. Oh, God.
I don't want to keep raising my threat. I do not have threat reduction.
Yeah, I'm just, I guess, paranoid. How many, well, do you just
Although
have
they're
the
swinging-
one Sentinel Defender?
At the
Maybe.
moment,
Okay.
yes.
Well, crap on a cracker. Why don't I go ahead and use one lore resource for, I suppose, fast hitch on
Okay.
Mary.
Nice.
And then I'm just going to be conservative, and I'll
Okay.
do my Defender of Ramas. Next turn, I'll
Nice.
become some powerhouse.
Okay.
Kill everything.
Theoden will have ranged as soon as I can... Oh, no, never mind. Wrong signal in my hand.
Well, okay.
He will be a better defender soon.
All right.
All right.
Okie do. So
I am going to send... if you want to exhaust Iarian for me,
Sure.
I'm going to send 8, 9, 10 this turn.
Okay. And Borders of Breeland doesn't have any enemies to trigger. So
Okay.
I suppose...
And you know what? Gambling, no one's going to be discarded this turn, so I'm going to send Gambling for one more to make it 11. And we should have decided which quest. Do we want to do the Orc Ambush?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I agree.
So I'm going to go ahead and designate that with a little spirally crosshair majig. And I'm going to go ahead and send 4. I'm going to go ahead and declare enemy with a Wingfoot.
Okay.
And I suppose I will not send Mary just so, I can do a whole bunch of killing if we need to.
Okay. Sounds good.
Very well. So, encounter card number 1 is going to be reveal 1 encounter card for each quest card in play.
I could cancel that if we want a painless turn. And what is he holding there? It looks like a doll.
Yeah, I thought at first it was like a dead squirrel.
Weight of responsibility. I mean, do you feel bad that a kid died? I mean, come on, game.
Well,
The one thing I love about playing Octagon is I see images blown up when I never pay attention to them in real life.
that's right.
Would you like me to cancel this?
It's probably good to get that out of the way, just
Yeah.
to establish our foothold against the encounter deck.
I agree.
Very well.
All right,
It is now
that's
gone.
gone.
And in the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, there are probably a lot more dead children than I'd like to admit.
Yeah, so am I.
So, an enemy, Angmar Captain. After it attacks and destroys an ally, discard the top card of the defending player's deck. If it's an ally, it makes an additional attack. So,
Then I don't want to defend him because I will probably discard an ally.
right. I will probably not discard an ally.
Yeah,
But if I do, that really sucks.
it does indeed.
But
But we don't have to make engagement checks, so...
yeah, that's true. So I suppose just calculating the threat. Oh, and he swings for 6.
Indeed he does.
Yeah.
But I bet we're going to clear this side quest, so it won't be so bad.
Maybe. So now let me do math. I guess we are up against 14. And we sent 15 total?
Oh my, are you kidding me?
No.
We could pitch to Eowyn,
Oh, that's
but that's
right.
still not going to clear the side quest. But we can at least get this location out.
Yeah.
I'm going to pitch my Dunedain Warning as much as I don't really want to.
Yeah, and I think during quest resolution, we're free to just use actions whenever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll use a Daron's Runes. So I will draw 2 cards and pitch 1. If memory serves, I've got pretty much most of my good stuff.
Okay.
So oh god. I don't know if I want to get rid of my peace and thought or not. I'm gonna do... Well, okay. Okay, I'll get rid of my peace and thought. It's probably not gonna make that big of a difference, but I will get rid of it.
Okay.
Wait a sec. So I had to get rid of that, and that... Okay, no. So, through Darren's Runes, I'll get rid of my peace and thought.
Okay.
End sentence. And you're doing one for Eric...
Yes.
Eowyn?
For Eowyn. Uh-huh.
Very well. Okay, so instead of making 1 progress, we're ultimately going to make 2, which at least clears out our active location.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yikes. We at least can travel.
right. So we might as well go to the Breelands here.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so that's only while it's in the staging area that enemies return.
Right.
The Angmar Captain, man, oh man.
They're all going to be plus attack and defense, so it's going to take 10 to kill them.
Yeah. So let's see.
Which means I don't have enough attack power on my side, though I could take one down and chump it.
Yeah.
And then you can pull it over to your side. Or I'm first player, so you still could pull it over to your side. But,
well,
I don't know. Maybe not.
The only way I could do that is if I do the destroy an enemy thing.
Yeah.
So what kind of sucks about the captain is I could totally chump him, but then if I discard an ally, then I'm basically down a hero.
Right.
So I guess shall we just leave these guys be? And
I mean, there's so much threat. I mean, they're each 4. We're not going to quest past that pretty easily.
right.
We need to take something down.
Well, okay. I suppose the war party.
Yeah, we also can't progress unless we kill these work parties.
Actually, I suppose I can kill a war party. So why don't
Okay.
I go ahead and I'll pull one down.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
And its engagement is higher than my threat.
Okay.
So I get to draw a card, which is actually going to be pretty handy. It's something that boosts a hobbit's stats.
I mean, the
by
cool
2.
thing is you can pull down another war party now that it won't bounce back to get the threat out of the staging area, but it won't attack you if you want.
That's totally right. Man, you sound like you've played this game.
Yeah. I mean, a new Aragorn's one I've not used myself, but he's quite good.
Yeah, okay. Well, I guess let's start off simple, and then we'll see how crazy things get. So, entering combat, here's a shadow card. I'm going to go ahead and defend with my Defender of Ramas.
Okay.
The shadow card is going to be attacking... Oh, my God.
No, that sucks. That big time sucks.
That definitely does. And no... God, hasty stroke?
I don't think I have any in the deck.
All right. Well, okay. So my ally is killed, and the Orc War Party bounces back to the staging area.
Well, they're the best laid plans.
Exactly. That would have been
All right.
so nice.
Well, it is what it is. We're gonna have to raise our threat by an additional 3. That is horrible.
Yeah, that definitely does.
Control N.
Right. So I'm at 31.
And then 1, 2, 3.
You're at 36.
Not good.
Ugh.
Arian moves over to your side.
Right. Okay.
Man, that's horrible.
Yeah. Let's see. So while Orc War Party is in the staging area, any enemies in the staging area cannot take damage. All right. I will go ahead and do 1 resource off of Aragorn to do a Rivendell bow.
Okay.
And that'll be handy because you've got a bunch of chump blockers, and I kind of don't.
Yep.
I suppose next turn I can do a lore chump blocker if I absolutely need to.
Okay. I'm going to play... Oh, keep going.
Sorry. And then I'm going to do another, I think, Dagger of
Nice.
Westerness here.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Nice.
that's it for me.
I'm going to play a Snowborn for free, so let's put a progress on Borders of Breland. And my escort from Aedoras, who hopefully can just keep getting recycled for some extra 4 willpower.
Sure. And anything else?
That is it. I have no hand.
All right. Well.
And do we want to declare Orc War Party once again?
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, Orc Ambush?
Yeah, I suppose we might as well.
Okay.
I guess at some point that little crosshairs thing vanished.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and send my guys. I'll pick enemy again for Wingfoot. I suppose I'm sending 6.
Okay, I'm sending 12.
All right, so that's not too bad. Grand total of
Nope.
18, but we are up against 12. I suppose encounter card number 1 is going
Yikes.
to reveal 1 encounter card for each quest.
And I have no hand, so I can't do anything.
All right, so encounter card modified number 1, Borders of Breland.
Okay.
Encounter card number 1 also is doomed to... And then it's going to be either search the encounter deck and discard pile for an encounter side.
I say we just choose a different quest.
Or choose different quest. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So
Okay.
it's going to be this Stop the War Party.
Mm-hmm.
And then shuffle the encounter deck. So I'll go ahead and shuffle that now. Okay, so encounter card number 2 is going to be the Outlying Homestead.
Good grief.
So another point of doomed. And while it's in the staging area, we cannot reduce our threat. We have to reveal an encounter card to go there.
Horrible.
Yeah, so we've got a grand total of 18 committed. We're up against 16.
Ugh.
I
have no cards to pitch.
Let's see. What should I pitch? I think I will get rid of... Oh, gosh.
But we did quest successfully, so I can ready him tap gambling.
I
This guy
think
goes back to
I'm
my
going to
hand.
pitch a copy of Mighty Prowess just because, all these enemies are immune.
Right.
And that's going to mean one more willpower point. Borders of Breland is going to be cleared.
Cool.
All right. That wasn't, I guess, the end of the world.
No.
For travel, shall we go to Borders of Breland?
I guess so.
All right.
All right, we got to kill some enemies. My threat is dangerous.
Right. So, didn't you have an escort from Aedoras?
Quest resolution, he goes back to my hand because of gambling.
Back to your hand. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was back to play. That would be super, super good. All right. So, I suppose for engagement, enemies don't have to engage.
But we need to.
And we did not reveal an enemy, so Aragorn is still tapped.
Yikes.
Yeah. So, do you want to pull one of these guys just to chump with one of your scouts?
I feel like I have to, so I'll take an Orc War Party.
Sure. I suppose I'll send that guy down to you.
Okay.
At the beginning of combat, there's his
All right.
shadow card.
Okay, I will defend. Nothing. This dude is dead. And then he has 4 defense, but I can swing for 5 and at least do 1 damage.
Sure. Whoops. Yeah, that's a damn shame Aragorn can't help out.
Yeah,
Frustrating.
very much so.
Okay, yeah. Very well. I suppose Control N.
Yep.
Okay, so we boost our threat up by 2.
Okay.
That's kind of starting to
I'm
get
going to
frightening.
give Theoden ranged,
Oh, cool.
which might help a little bit, and then escort for a total of 1.
Would it be better to give my Merry ranged since he's got attack of 6?
I mean, we can. I have more copies in the deck, so...
Yeah, it just seems like, what I feel like what's been holding us back has been my inability to shoot over to your side.
Sure. I'll give Theoden ranged later, so...
Yeah, and then as soon as, if this dude stays engaged with you, I can kill him, Merry and Aragorn, potentially both ready. So I wonder if I should... I mean, I want to quest with Aragorn, but I almost feel like I shouldn't. Just
Maybe not, yeah.
Absolute... Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan, Matthew.
Cool.
Okay, so anything
How about
else?
some allies from you? No, I'm out of a hand.
Okay. I'll play a copy of Daeron's Runes.
Okay.
I'll discard a copy of Wingfoot. That isn't doing me any good at all. And it is
Right.
unique. I have another copy of Daeron's Runes that I will play.
Okay.
At least, wait, no, did I screw that up? Yes, I believe I did screw that up. So, gosh. I apologize, viewers. Let me go ahead and do this. I'm going to shuffle my deck there. Okay, so mistake rectified. My apologies. I will pay 2 for this gentleman here, Quick Beam,
Okay.
which I don't remember allies this powerful being in the game when I stopped playing.
But he comes into play exhausted.
Yes, unless I ready him. And I think that
Which he might.
Yeah, it's not going to make any difference. So,
Yeah.
if he's going to take an attack, he's going to be exploded.
Yeah.
I've got 2 boosting effects in my hand if at any point we need to, quest super hard, maybe
Which we
this
probably
turn.
do.
Right, exactly.
Although side quest progress does not spill over to the regular quest.
Sure.
We do want to keep that in mind.
Sure. I just definitely wouldn't mind,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying.
I do. Anything else?
Yeah, I think I will spend one of my resources not to be completely crazy, and I'll do a Blade of Gondolin on
Cool.
Aragorn here.
Cool.
Yep. All right, quest phase.
All right.
I'll go ahead and tap Iarion for you.
I will send 14.
14. God. I think I'll leave Quick Beam.
I wonder if I did my total correctly last time. Didn't I say 12 last time?
I don't know. Maybe yes, you did.
I might have messed up. I might have done my math wrong last time because it was the same characters committed, but I feel like I said 12. But right, Eowyn and Escort is 4.
Yeah.
So 8.
Well, now
9,
you've
10.
got Iarion, though. He was on my side.
Oh, I didn't have him last time. That's what it was. Yep.
I think I'm going to go ahead and send Mary and then ready him with Fast Hitch. No.
Okay,
Wait, no, that's not how it works. Okay, so I'm just going to send
Do you want
I
to
guess
send
my
quick
2.
beam or no?
I think I should leave him open just to be like super
Okay.
cautious. I feel like if we live through this turn, things are going to get much easier.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so I'm just going to send 2, but that's a grand total of 16, and we're only up against 10.
Yep.
So I suppose let's see what we pull. I can modify our number slightly if need be. Encounter card number 1.
You know, did I raise my threat by the extra 2?
I believe that you did.
I don't remember.
So you see, viewers, this is why there was a lot of editing involved in the progression series.
Well, it's also why I shouldn't be having Jen and work 12.5-hour day. I don't think I did, because I was at 39 the last turn. I'm going to raise it by 2, because I think that's where I should be.
Well, all right. I hope we don't
All right, I could...
thread out.
Well, let me check the chat log. So yep, I went back and checked the chat log, and it looks like I didn't, so let's, scary, 42. Alright, we gotta kill these enemies.
All right, so speaking of enemies, there's another 4 threat, Angmar Captain, here in the staging area.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I did not send Aragorn. That would have readied him.
Yeah.
Encounter card number 2, well...
Oh, good grief.
Yeah, and I suppose we'd have picked Orc Ambush, right?
Yeah, we would have,
Right,
yeah.
so 4, 8, 10, total of 18. I can make us break even. That seems like mandatory, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'll do Halfling Determination on Pippin, so that boosts him up by...
Man, this sucks.
Yeah, that totally bites. But hopefully this is gonna just go absolutely swimmingly. So, okay. All right, time to get things under control, Matthew. Things are gonna go just fine. Just fine. So, yeah, travel. We unfortunately do not have any travel options.
And unfortunately, Theodred is not ready.
Yeah.
But Escort goes back to my hand, because I exhaust gambling.
Sure. I suppose in hindsight, I should have done like a Horn of Gondor in this deck.
Yeah.
All right. So we're currently going to be at engagement. I suppose we might as well, like, I could pull a war party to me just to have it get, like, blow up quick beam.
Sure.
But then that might put me in a rough spot next turn because I won't have, like, a sentinel defender. Like, let's see. I could kill your dude. And then that would be... I can basically, like, kill 2 enemies this turn.
Okay.
I think.
Alright, well, we do my attacks first, so if you snipe over with range with both of your guys, they ready.
Right.
And then you can attack your dude.
Yeah, or I was just trying to decide, should I engage an enemy now, or just
I think
wait
we
until...
have to. I think we have to, because of threat.
Right, but I mean, I'm just saying, should I do it now, or
Oh,
wait
I
to
see
use
what you're
it
saying.
through-
I see
yeah.
what you're saying. You should wait and use Aragorn's ability.
That's what I was thinking, sure.
Yep.
So let's skip engagement, combat, your dude has a shadow card.
Snowborn will eat it.
Please don't return to the staging area. Oh, thank God.
Okay, doesn't matter. Snowborn's
Right,
dead.
so he swings for 9. Snowborn is absolutely obliterated.
Theoden will attack for what it's worth, just so he's doing something.
Sure. So this is going to be a grand total of 4, 10 from my side, and then Theoden adds whatever he does.
3. Mm-hmm.
So the war party is going to be destroyed.
We make 1 progress because of the blade.
Yep. And I will go ahead and trigger, let's see, Mary is going to unexhaust Aragorn.
It's a fast hitch, I assume. Yeah.
Readies
Cool.
Mary. And I suppose I will proc Aragorn's ability.
I mean, at this point, it's probably best to do the Angmar Captain so we don't have to deal with his force effect.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
And then, do you get to draw a card? Oh, you don't, unfortunately.
Right. Which, oh well.
Yeah, not a big deal.
And then I suppose I will,
Swing with the team.
yeah, do the same thing. So I'll be able to kill that. It doesn't attack.
Quick Beam can go too, just for fun.
Sorry, what?
Quick Beam could attack just for fun.
He totally could. So grand total of 12.
And we make another progress.
Yep. And
Cool.
I suppose that allows Aragorn to ready. Not that
Indeed it does.
anything.
And you could pull somebody else. It's not limited.
Oh, that's
so it gets the threat out of the staging area and they don't attack.
Right. I suppose I should probably pull... Well, so if that's the case, then I wasn't going to use Quick Beam for that last enemy, because that would have been pointless.
Yes, that makes
Right.
absolute sense.
So Quick Beam,
My bad.
it's all good. And Aragorn can both swing, so that's going to be grand total of 8. and it's currently got 9. Would be what it takes to kill it.
Correct.
So,
damn.
Well, actually, check this out. Boom.
Uh-oh. And you get to draw a card from this guy because his threat is above yours.
That's right, man. Oh,
Look at these decks working.
It's all coming together, you know? Thanks for bearing with me, viewers. But yes, no, this guy is going to be destroyed. And guess what, son? That's another progress token.
Bam!
Money in the bank. Okay. That's
right,
enough.
I'm at a fucking 42 threat.
Well, see, there we go. Now now we're cooking with whatever portals with gas,
Lembos or something. I don't know.
Go. So Control N.
Yeah, indeed.
All right, Control N.
I drew a worthless card.
We've got to boost our threat
Earion comes
by
back
1.
to you. Yeah.
Yeah, Earion is now my buddy. I suppose Orc Ambush once again.
Yeah. Sure. And I'm just playing Escort for 1. That's all I can do.
Okay. And for me, let's see. So I've got, I'm not.
I mean, at this point, do you think Orc Ambush is even all that important?
Yeah, maybe it's not.
I mean, we've got to start making progress. We have 30 to make, and we've made 1.
Yeah, I guess. You're right. We'll just pick our Stop the War Party.
Okay.
And of course, we're not supposed to pick that quite yet, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Rohan.
Come on.
Oh, wait. That's restricted?
I'm hoping you play, like, some questing allies, which your deck probably doesn't have.
Right. Unfortunately, not so much. I've got a Rohan Warhorse. I'm wondering if I should almost, like, play that on... Probably should have put one of these stupid daggers on Pippin. But I could either put the Warhorse on Pippin, or I could just put it out on Aragorn. I guess I could just put it on Aragorn. I'll just do that.
Okay.
I'm not going to think too hard, okay? Can't damage myself playing this game again. So page down. All right. So everybody's got their restricted slots filled.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm good.
Okay. And I already did my turn, so.
Okay. And I've got another boosting effect if we need to, like, quest super duper hard.
We're probably going to need it. And I can pitch to A1 because I drew a card that I can't play.
Right. And I've got an ally that I don't think I want to see. Okay, so sending allies, I'm going to go ahead and leave Quick Beam back to defend.
Okay, I'm going to send 12.
Oh, God, should I send Aragorn or not?
At this point, yeah, I don't know. I think so. We've got to make some progress here. I'm going to thread out so soon.
Oh, God. I am thinking...
I don't know, though.
I don't think so. I'm going to...
Okay.
We might regret it. I don't know. But I've sent a total of 4. You've sent 12.
Yep.
Oh, well, yeah, and Rugged Country is at least only going to count as 2 threats. That's not the end of the world. We're only up against 8. All right, so let's see what we pull off the top of the encounter deck. Encounter card number 1 is going to be an enemy.
Of course.
After it attacks and destroys an ally, return it to the staging area. That's super frustrating.
Yep.
Counter card number 2 is going to be another one.
Bam. Damn, should have said enemy. All right.
But, well, I guess we only need to engage with one of them, and then we can do that same trick as last time.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I think things should work out okay.
Okay.
It just needs to not kill someone.
Okay. I'm going to pitch a copy of Gambling to bring the progress up to my questing willpower up to 13.
Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and pitch a copy of Dunedain Hunter to do mine up. So we're a total of 18. We're up against 6, 7, 8, 12, 16. So that's what, 2, basically?
Ugh.
That sucks.
Okay. And you don't have halfling determination or whatever?
I can, but it seems like I might as well just save it, since it's, not doing us any good at the moment.
They are good readies.
Yeah.
This guy goes back to my hand because of Gambling.
I suppose we might as well travel to Rugged Country.
Okay.
Get that out of there.
Man.
And then for, let's see, enemies do not make engagement checks. So for engagement, do you want to take one of these 4-attack Marauders?
Not really. My dudes are pretty
Yeah, the only trouble is it's guaranteed. Well, I suppose I could defend with Aragorn and then kill it with... because Aragorn has to participate in the attack.
Right.
I could just kill it, but I couldn't pull another enemy down. But I could engage and kill it.
I mean, you could engage one, defend with quick beam, kill it with your 2 dudes, and then Aragorn pulls down another one.
The problem, I suppose, I could try the captain, and we could just play the odds.
Yeah, I mean, I can risk defending with Theodred with Angmor Marauder. I feel like I just can't. My threat is so high. Let's live risky. I'll take a Marauder.
Well,
oh wait, no, they're swinging for 4.
Yeah, if we're gonna be risky, why don't I just take a captain? I don't.
Okay.
I have like, I don't know, 10 allies in my deck or something.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so for engagement, there we go, and I do not draw a card. Let's see. Fingers crossed. Shadow card.
Who's going to defend this?
Quick beam.
About quick beam. Okay.
So things are going to go all the way bad if, you know what I'm saying.
Yep,
God. Oh, no shadow card. Which is, well, I guess that isn't really
But you discard the top card of your deck.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I guess that could have bounced him back to the staging area.
It could have. It could have.
Okay, discard the top card. If it's an ally, oh, what's it going to be? What's it going to be?
Oh! Are you kidding me?
God. All right, so he makes another attack.
Oh,
Jesus Christ. It's going to be against Aragorn. Oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. Okay.
Well, what's he swinging for? 6? Yeah, I can't defend
So
that.
we've got to give him another shadow card. Oh, God. Whoa, what? Oh, okay. So that is nothing, right?
Yeah,
okay.
It is.
Right. So Aragorn takes, 4 damage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's swinging for 6, so...
Right. Oh, if only he had, like,
4.
an unexpected courage or something.
If only.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy is currently going to need 7 to kill. I suppose I can swing with that. I could kill it through this.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I think that's, like, mandatory. So I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Man. Damn.
Yeah, so that is not ideal, but it's not the end of the world. But your threat is getting super, super scary high.
Yep.
All right, so control N, I suppose.
Yep. I already did it.
All right. Okay.
All right, and I got to raise my threat by 2, so we have to win, like, now.
Okay, so I ended up drawing a good old feint, which I feel is going to be absolutely fantastic.
Okay. I'm going to play a ranged on Theoden for 2, and my escort for 1.
Do you have any threat reduction in your entire deck?
I don't. I took it out, but on this quest, I definitely think I need it.
Oh, God. Well, all right. All right, let's see how things go. For my planning, I'm not doing anything.
I should have tweaked the deck.
Well, I suppose, yeah. Questing.
Diarion's over to me just for what it's worth.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Okay, and if you want to exhaust him for me.
Yeah. God. I suppose, should I do Aragorn?
I don't know. Probably so.
Yeah, I'm just gonna send him. YOLO! Which I feel...
Treachery, maybe? We haven't had a treachery in a while. I don't know.
Yeah, there's not many in this deck, I don't think. A lot of locations, a lot of enemies. Okay-do.
Or location, I don't care. Call it whatever you want. I don't know.
Oh.
And do we want to do the main quest or the orc quest?
I suppose...
The side quest, I mean.
Yeah, I think we... Well, Christ. We probably have to do the war party one.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, questing, I'm sending 4, you're sending grand total of 14. I suppose let's see what we pull off the top of the encounter deck. Encounter card number 1. What does this do? Each player places all cards in their hand face down underneath it.
No, don't have any.
Well,
Iarion readies, and now he's 3, so I'll raise my willpower by 1.
Yeah, and then forced. Oh, well, there goes my, feint.
Yeah, true.
Alright, so I'm just going to set those 2 cards in my hand over there. That about blows.
Yep.
Encounter card number 2 is going to be Chetwood Forest. Chooses and engages an enemy in the staging area. That's not the end of the world.
No.
Alright, but looks like we're going to be up against 11, 13 threat. So we're going to make a grand total of 6 progress. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's kind of crazy that we actually made progress.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess... Oh, Iarion actually gains a point of willpower.
Yeah, I already accounted for that.
Okay, good. Well,
Yep.
not good. I wanted an extra quest point, damn it. All right, so Chet...
Well, I mean, like,
I know.
put us up to 15. Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
So I suppose, shall we travel to Chetwood and have you pull down one of these marauders?
Sure.
Okay, so Chetwood and travel as you engage with this guy.
Yep.
The other one, I suppose we should just leave sitting in the staging area?
That puts me at 49 next turn, but I guess we don't have a choice.
Well,
yeah.
Because this guy engaged with you during travel, we could just...
I could engage another one. I just don't... Yeah, I mean, sure.
I suppose
guess
so
we
long
have
as
to.
you can just leave allies
Yeah,
to defend.
Yeah, let's do it. I'll take it.
Okay. Alright, so that sounds good. Now there's only 2 threat in the staging area. Maybe we can burst it down. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely your threat is getting frighteningly high. Hopefully we don't end up pulling doomed cards. Let's hope those are shadows. So, beginning of combat, we see that.
Okay.
And
Iarian will block one of them
at
for
least
3.
Mary's got ranged.
Yeah. So Iarian will block 1 for 3. It doesn't matter which one.
Okay, so let's say this, this dude. Shadow card is,
Ugh, that...
So,
Or returns, then he just goes
returns to
back to the staging
area.
area, I guess.
Yeah, but
Well,
then
I
it's
mean,
gonna be
I
a bunch of
don't have to kill anything. You know what? Let's just exhaust Theodred. I don't care.
Sure. Alrighty, so that kind of bites.
Yep, and then Theoden will take the other one.
Okay, so it's attacking for 4. I suppose Iarion ends up taking 1 point of damage.
Yep.
I suppose I'll just steal
Good, I'll
control
go.
of him. Or,
Yep.
yeah, there we go.
Yep, there you go.
Okay, so anyways, that is done. Angmar Marauder attacks Theoden. Defending player either exhausts
Well, I can't do
or
it,
returns attacking
so...
enemy to the staging area.
Yeah.
Oh, Matthew, this quest is breaking my
know.
balls. Alright, so I suppose I'll get rid of those shadow cards slightly prematurely. I'm going to have Mary attack with ranged. He'll be able to almost kill this enemy. So if it didn't have that defense bonus, he'd have been able to kill it. Or if it would have been engaged with me, Aragorn would have done whatever. So a couple nasty shadow cards there. Those did not have doomed, so we've probably still got some doomed left. I suppose, shall we do the control in?
Yeah, we might as well take the last turn, sure.
All right. Control in, and then we've each got to boost our threat up by an additional 1. I did draw a lore ally.
Well, let's do Campfire Tales, just for whatever it's worth.
Oh, and I can engage an enemy. What is Campfire Tales? Oh, we each draw a card?
We each draw a card.
Oh.
And I get Elfhelm a little too late. Because he would have negated a lot of that doomed for me.
Right. Well, okay. And I suppose you went before I did. But,
Sorry.
No, it's totally okay. I will play Mablung. And I suppose I get to engage an enemy. So I'm going to give this guy +5 engagement cost, which doesn't matter. But I am going to pull him out of the staging area, so that's cool. And then I guess I don't really want to... Well, I can have Iarion do my defending for me. Or no, he's questing for more than Mablung is. Okay, so anyway, that's fine. These enemies are engaged with us. I suppose for questing, who are you going to commit?
That's what I'm going to send.
Let's see. I think I'm going to save Aragorn just because he's going to be able to kill more enemies than he can quest for. And I think I want to be conservative. Well, you're going to thread out at the end of the round, right?
Indeed.
Crap. Okay, I guess let's just go do all or nothing. I don't know if we can do it, but we'll see. God, that's frightening. Okay. So I'm going to do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And what are you sending?
12.
And I guess there's no reason for you to... Well, at this point, you know, who cares if you lose heroes to undefended attacks, right?
Yeah.
So you might as well just send, like, everybody.
I did.
Okay.
I mean, I guess I can, at this point, since I'm going to thread out, I can send Gambling for another one.
Yeah.
Oops, not my threat. I'll leave Elfhelm still up, though, in case there's some doomed.
Sure. Yeah. Right. That's wise. Okay, cool. So, looks like we're sending a total of 20.
Yeah. For this particular quest, he's only a 1 copy, but he would have been nice to have him earlier.
Sure. And yeah, I guess in hindsight, any sort of threat reduction effect in your deck would have been fabulous.
Yeah, this quest has... It's not so much the doom that's nasty, it's just the effect on the quest card.
Right.
Here.
And we kind of had a lot of beefy dudes in the staging area early on. Plus that Orc Ambush, man, that was like 3 or 4 additional threat each turn. But I suppose let's go ahead and, take our medicine. Encounter card number 1 is doomed to...
Oh, and I go up by 1, so I am out of the game.
God. And that would have been search it for a side quest or... Yeah, and... God. I mean, it's search the encounter deck and discard pile for a side quest and reveal it, or choose a different quest card and play. We'd have either revealed a side quest, or we'd have gotten all of our good progress on one of these just garbage ones.
Well, thanks, Elfhelm. Too little, too late.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, in the Aemir iteration of this deck, that crappy thing,
Right.
I used to have 3 Galadrim's Greeting, because Aemir is a couple more threat than Theodred, so I took out the threat reduction. But I do think on this particular quest, I still have a relatively high threat, and so I don't know whether I should add Gandalf or Galadrim's back in. Perhaps Gandalf, because resources aren't much of a problem.
Sure.
But yeah. Or just hope to God I draw Elfhelm early, but he's only a 1-of in this deck, so those odds are slim.
Right. And I suppose this was our one and only remaining side quest here, this rescue Earion thing.
Before he would get captured.
The time, yeah. So we'd have made a ton of progress, but of course it would have been splashed onto the wrong thing. In all likelihood, just doing combat, let's say you had threat reduction, I feel like we'd have probably taken control of the quest if it were not for this one decisive round. As soon as we could have killed one of these Angmar Marauders, we could have circumvented the whole, bypassing enemy attacks thing. It seemed like a really unlucky just RNG with Aragorn being exhausted when we needed him ready. I suppose I could have definitely added more questing ability to my deck just because I had... probably an overabundance of readying effects, or combined with inexpertise running the deck.
This is a difficult quest in the sense that while you have to make a ton of quest progress, but the enemies are not slouches. I mean, they're attacking for a ton, particularly if Orc Ambush comes out, and so you kind of need to cover both bases. I guess it's just Pippin on his account and the lore side isn't adding enough to compensate. But, I can't say my deck quested for as much as it normally does, but questing for 12 to 14 isn't shabby either, so...
Yeah, so it kind of stunk. I definitely don't feel like, healing or anything like that is warranted. I think my deck could have probably done more with a little bit of lore, and this has probably got to be, not like this is an official progression series episode or anything, but typically for that show, you and I, Matthew, would always make sure that our decks were like, synced up and just magically working together. So this was basically as pick up and play as it could possibly be. So
and I would say that both decks are probably good individually and would probably beat most quests. Just this one happened to get the best of us.
Sure, right. So you guys saw it all here. It was pure luck that the encounter deck managed to win. Under normal circumstances, it wouldn't have had a chance. But no, it was a good game. It was a fun game.
Yeah.
It was. I feel like victory was very narrowly stolen from us, but oh well. If we'd have had another couple of rounds, I'm sure we'd have torn this quest.
It always sucks to lose to threading out as opposed to just outright dying. Threading out to me is the cheapest form of victory. Or loss, I should say.
Well,
victory by the counter.
I don't exactly know what it's like to lose, Matthew, so I feel bad for you there. But I suppose anything else you'd like to say, Matthew, before I plug my latest ridiculousness?
Oh, geez. Well, even though we lost, it was certainly a pleasure to play with you again. Hopefully this isn't the last irregular, episode of the Progression series, but I certainly had fun.
Definitely. Well, I had a good time too, so thank you for joining me in yet another loss, just like the old times. Hopefully there weren't too many mistakes made. Viewers...
I hope there was a shit ton. You know what I mean? Like, screw it.
For sure.
Why not,
Might as well just own it up, yeah.
Might as well.
Right. But viewers, if you've made it this far, thank you very much, as I've blindly clawed and, crawled my way through this quest with my dear friend Matthew here. If you're at all interested in checking out my latest project, I'm now covering Warhammer 40,000 Conquest. It's a 2-player adversarial card game, which is a living card game by Fantasy Flight Games. It's set in the Warhammer 40,000 universe. It's full of fantastic lore. I incorporate that when possible into my content. I review the expansions. I review the core set. If you like the Progression series card reviews, it's probably even more ridiculously over-the-top analytical than that is. I do Octagon gameplay. I interview tournament champions. I recently interviewed an LCG world champion, all sorts of national championships. Tons and tons of different stuff, deck construction tips. There is a just pure glut of content. I've already got over 60-something videos, so I definitely encourage you to check out youtube.com/c/thehivetyrant. Check out my Twitter, my Facebook. I'll be sure to include links in the video description below. But with that said, thank you so much, Matthew, for the game. Thank you, viewers, for watching. And I'm sure at some point in the future, I'll see you guys again soon.
Enough! I am Gandalf, and Gandalf means me!
Fuck this quest.